Today, we're counting down the most shocking on-course blow-ups ever captured on camera. From fiery Ryder Cup arguments to physical altercations, these are the moments that show a side of the sport you rarely get to see. Coming in at number 6, the war on the shore and the ball controversy. The 1991 Ryder Cup at Kauai Island was so intense, it was nicknamed the War on the Shore. At the center of the conflict were two fierce rivals, Europe's passionate Seve Ballesteros and America's fiery Paul Azinger. Their feud started years earlier, but it exploded during a Friday foursomes match. Playing with their partners, Ballesteros and Jose Maria Olazabal accused Azinger and Chip Beck of illegally changing the type of ball they were using, switching between different compressions to suit the conditions. It's a clear violation of the one-ball rule. An argument erupted on the 10th tee, with referees called in. Because the Europeans didn't spot the infraction at the exact moment it happened, no penalty could be applied, leaving Ballesteros and his partner furious. The confrontation was a masterclass in psychological warfare. The Americans claimed it was a mistake, while a fuming Ballesteros later called Azinger a liar, stating the American team were 11 nice guys and then Paul Azinger. Azinger in turn accused Seve of gamesmanship, including deliberately coughing during his backswing. The incident set the tone for one of the most hostile and contentious Ryder Cups in history, proving that in this event, the battle is fought not just with clubs, but with mind games. Coming up next, the caddy, the camera, and the pond. In golf, silence during a player's swing isn't just a courtesy, it's a commandment. And nobody enforced that rule quite like Steve Williams, Tiger Woods' famously intense caddy. For years, Williams wasn't just carrying the bag, he was a bodyguard and the fierce protector of Tiger's legendary focus. He proved it in one of the wildest caddy-spectator encounters ever. The story has become the stuff of legend. The scene was a high-stakes tournament with Tiger locked in for a critical shot. The crowd was silent, holding its breath. That is until one spectator decided he couldn't miss the perfect photo op. Click. The sound of a camera shutter cut right through the silence. Tiger backed off, annoyed. Williams had already warned the fan to put the camera away, but he didn't listen. As Tiger reset, the fan tried for another shot. This time, Williams didn't say a word. He marched directly over to the man, reportedly snatched the camera right out of his hands, and without breaking stride, launched it straight into a nearby pond. A collective gasp went through the crowd, but Williams just turned around and went back to his player, his message delivered with ice-cold clarity. While some criticized him for going too far, others saw it as the ultimate act of loyalty. It became a legendary reminder that on the golf course, some lines just shouldn't be crossed. Coming at number 4, you don't tell my caddy to shut up. The Ryder Cup is famous for its pressure cooker atmosphere, but you don't always need it for tempers to flare. Why not ask Keegan Bradley and Miguel Angel Jimenez, who gave us some serious fireworks at the 2015 WGC match play. Both players were already out of contention to advance from the group stage, but pride was still on the line. On the 13th hole, Bradley's ball landed near a structure, giving him a right to a free drop. A rules official was on the scene handling it, but Jimenez, standing 40 yards away, decided to insert himself and question the drop. Bradley's caddy, Steve Pepsi Hale, wasn't having it and told Jimenez to go back to his own ball. That's when the famously cool Jimenez snapped, walking toward Hale and telling him to shut up. That was it for Keegan Bradley. He lost his cool, went right over to Jimenez, got nose to nose with the Spaniard, and jabbed a finger in his direction, shouting, "You don't tell my caddy to shut up." The two players stood inches apart in a full-blown shouting match on the fairway, a scene of raw anger you'd expect in a boxing ring, not on a golf course. Jimenez won the hole and the match, but there was no friendly handshake. Bradley later said he had to stick up for his caddy. Years later, he admitted the moment was so embarrassing that he deletes the clip whenever his friends send it to him. Still, it remains a classic example of how quickly golf's polite etiquette can completely shatter. Hey, you know what? If you're enjoying this look behind the curtain of professional golf, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories the pros might wish you'd forget. Coming out at number 3, when Wild Thing got physical. John Daly has always been a force of nature, known for his grip it and rip it swing and his rock and roll persona. Wild Thing never failed to keep things interesting, but in 1994 at the World Series of Golf, things went from interesting to outright physical. Daly was in the middle of a frustrating final round on his way to shooting an 83. His temper was already hot when he hit his ball into the group playing ahead of him. Twice. In that group was fellow pro Jeffrey Roth. This breach of etiquette didn't sit well with Roth's 62-year-old father, Bob, who was just watching from the gallery. After the round, as Daly was leaving the pro shop, he was confronted by the elder Roth. Words were exchanged, and witnesses say Daly tried to walk away, but Bob Roth then grabbed Daly from behind, and the two men fell to the ground, wrestling in front of a stunned crowd before being separated. Neither man was seriously hurt, but the image of one of golf's biggest stars brawling it with a spectator's dad was absolutely shocking. Accounts of who started it varied. Roth's family claimed Daly was the aggressor, while Daly's caddy insisted he was attacked. In the end, no police charges were filed, but the PGA Tour wasn't happy. Daly was fined and put on probation by the tour, adding another wild chapter to this already legendary story. Coming in at number 2, the Ryder Cup rules meltdown. Nothing fuels conflict like the Ryder Cup. We just witnessed that in New York City, where patriotism and pressure collide. During the 2021 event at Whistling Straits, a 4-ball match featuring Americans Brooks Koepka and Daniel Berger against Europe's Garcia and Rahm became a flashpoint for controversy. The Americans were one down on the 15th hole when their ball landed in thick grass near a drainage area. Koepka, who had recently injured his wrist hitting a hidden tree root, was worried his swing would slam his club into the drain. He called for a rules official, arguing he deserved a free drop. The official disagreed, saying the drain wouldn't interfere with his swing. That's when it blew up. "Have you ever seen me hit a ball?" Koepka shot back. The argument got more heated, with Koepka demanding a second opinion. When the second official agreed with the first, Koepka was livid, reportedly telling them, "If I break my wrist, it's on effing both of you." Caddies, players, and officials were all huddled together in a long, tense debate right in the middle of the fairway. Koepka eventually had to play the shot without getting relief. He managed to get the ball on the green and have the hole, but the Americans would go on to lose the match. The confrontation was a raw, unfiltered look at the players' frustration with the unyielding authority of the rules, showing just how high the stakes get when the Ryder Cup is on the line. At the 2015 Solheim Cup, the spirit of sportsmanship was shattered in an incident that became known as Concession Gate. In a tense 4-ball match, American rookie Allison Lee and her partner were all square against Europe's Suzanne Peterson and Charlie Hull on the 17th hole. Lee missed a birdie putt and was left with a tiny 18-inch putt for par. Believing she had heard the putt was good or conceded, a common act of sportsmanship for such short putts, Lee scooped up her ball. That's when Peterson stepped in, declaring they had not conceded the putt. An emotional and tearful scene unfolded as rules officials were called in. Ultimately, the letter of the law was enforced. Since Lee picked up her ball, she lost the hole. Europe won the point, taking a 1-up lead with 1 to play and closing out the match. The American team was devastated and furious. Captain Julie Inkster called the move BS, and the incident ignited a firestorm of criticism against Peterson for her lack of sportsmanship. The controversy so motivated Team USA that they mounted the largest comeback in Solheim Cup history to win. A day later, facing immense backlash, a gutted and truly sad Peterson issued a full apology, admitting she had put a single point ahead of the game itself. It remains one of the most painful and controversial confrontations over the unwritten rules of golf. From wrestling matches in the 90s to high-tech rules debates today, these confrontations are a powerful reminder that beneath golf's polite veneer lies a world of intense pressure and a raw emotion. They are the moments that shatter the unwritten rules of the gentleman's game, proving that when legacies and fortunes are on the line, even the calmest athletes can snap. These blow-ups might not be pretty, but they reveal the very human drama at the heart of this incredible sport. And if you like this story amongst any others, please take a second, subscribe, and like this video. And hey, don't forget, make sure you always keep it in the short stuff.